it looks like that Bitcoin is getting ready to start here a small pullback. I will show you why we could expect here massive volatility in the upcoming hours and how we will take advantage of that. Don't miss out on that. I will also show you so much more things that I have here again prepared for you today. Let me show you really quickly. We will go through everything, sorry, from over there, all of this and so much more I'm going to show you here today. Really important stuff, so don't miss out on that, and let's go, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in here on this Thursday today. I keep forgetting sometimes what day it is. It's crazy, man. It's really crazy. So why do I think that we could get here huge volatility in the next coming hours? Because the three really important crypto bills in the US were partially already passed, and the Genius Act will get passed today in the early morning in the US. So the Genius Act will most likely pass at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, which is for me late afternoon. Yeah, it's late afternoon for me. That's when it most likely going to pass, and that could lead immediately to a nice pump here into higher levels. I think I have to refresh here quick something, but that's absolutely fine. Let me see here. See what's going on here. Whoa. Okay. I thought for a second you guys cannot see me, but it's all good. It's all good. Just had to make sure. So yeah, these here, the Genius Act, the Clarity Act, and the Anti-CBDC bill are the three bills that are in question here. Two of them got already passed. We're just waiting for the Genius Act, and then most likely today at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Trump might be signing them into law, and that will give us another huge pump. I believe in anticipation of that, we are seeing right now a small pullback in the market, or at least some sideways chop, so that indicators can cool down a little bit, and then the momentum goes back to the upside. You know, some profit taking is happening, and when that is done, then we continue to go here into higher levels. You can also see here on the economic schedule what happened yesterday and led to that small pump that we saw. So again, I warned you about this, that this is going to happen. If it turns out that way, I said if core PPI year over year and PPI and also here core PPI month over month, if that all comes lower in than expected, expect a pump in the market. So and learn and behold, we got that pump. That was something really nice to see here. Unfortunately, I could not take advantage of that move because, as you guys know, I was not here. You know, I was celebrating something with my girlfriend and could not take advantage when that was actually here happening because I was getting ready to leave the house. So, but I wish I would have. But at least my trade's pumped, you know, so I'm not mad about that. Now for today, I think there's also something on the schedule for today. I want to check. So it's technically still Friday. No, we need Thursday. So Thursday, let's see. Was here something crazy happening today? No, nothing really happening today. So that is good. So now the DXY, exactly for that reason, yesterday fell here to the downside. Now we are going a little bit sideways. We get really close to 99 points. But here again, we were talking about this now for so many days. I said when we come close to that level, expect a rejection. We got a massive rejection from there. And this will just continue now over the next couple days and weeks, that we see here the breakdown of the dollar going into lower levels. On Bitcoin, on the daily chart here in the Bollinger Bands, not much has changed. We are just chopping sideways. That was also expected. I had mentioned that here also multiple times over the last 7 days, that I said when we are above or outside the Bollinger Band with the price, that we will come back into this and then start here trending sideways into higher levels once again. On the Fibonacci extension levels here, a really healthy sign for Bitcoin actually. I'm also honestly quite surprised that we are holding on so well to the $118,000 level. So we are just consolidating about this here on the lower time frames, and that could mean that we are starting to form here support for the next leg into higher levels. So around these levels here right now might be a good moment to actually build new positions if you don't have positions, or to keep adding to your current positions. And I'm going to show you that here also in a moment. But something else that I wanted to show you, where we potentially have to be a little bit careful with, is here the MDX algo scalp gradients. Because the scalp gradients, they're currently in the purple phase, which is also just signaling that we are potentially just moving a little bit more sideways, and that's fine, you know. So, but what you don't want to see right now is that we are losing here $117,600 and start eating into that range here all the way down to $117,000. And if we lose that, then I can tell you we will go down to $113,500 approximately here into the top of that wick here. That's where we go. And in that moment, the gradients will completely cool down, go here into a green phase like over there. And then we need to wait again for a double dot plot confirmation on the reactor indicator to get a reversal. So for that simple reason, we need to see a reclaim here today at any given point of the daily open of $118,540. We're not far away of that. That is what we need right now to get continuation into higher levels, and to prevent also that we drop actually to lower levels too. On the 4-hourly chart here, again, we are holding on to the 20 moving average. As long as we are doing that, we're absolutely fine. Here, another confluence level with the scalp gradients where we potentially get the first level of support. If we lose the 50 moving average, is the 20 moving average, that we fall to the 50 moving average at $116,300. Again, from there, I definitely expect a nice bounce to the upside, and this is a level where I have currently 50% parked for a potential limit order on a trade that I want to take. So I'm open. I opened, as you know, 2 days ago, a trade around the current levels, a little bit lower than that, but I will be adding another 50% of that amount down here if we are getting that. So right now, I'm not so convinced that we are dropping to these levels, but let's see how the day is unfolding here, because it's still early. So here on the 1-hourly chart, here again, healthy sign that we get supported from $117,700 approximately from the upper range of that sideways move that we had here that formed a little bit of support for us. As long as we're staying above that, we're always gonna attempt to go here back to $120,000. Something else that I want to point out here is that we spoke yesterday about this, that when we get into that red area here, that this might give us a little bit of resistance, but once that is broken, you're going to see that we snap here back to $120,000. And this is exactly also what you see here right now. We chopped here a little bit in that area, then we got rejected out of it. Now we are back into it again, and we are potentially forming here also a small falling wedge pattern on the 1-hourly chart. Just need here a different line, make it bigger. So I'm just going to show that to you. So this might be close to breakout. Yeah, like that. So here in the next 3 hours, this has to break out if that is a falling wedge. And it will confirm then as a falling wedge, it needs to break out. But when I look here at the stochastic, completely flatlining, you know, on the bottom. MACD, momentum shifting to the upside. RSI slightly shifting. So most likely in the next 1-hourly candle, if not in this one, you're going to get that push here out of that falling wedge pattern. On the 50 minutes time frame, here I gave you yesterday that it's ascending triangle. You can basically, if you miss that trade, enter this right now because we are we're exactly at that entry level again for that trade. We are exactly back there where we started this yesterday. And here, if you want a little bit more confirmation, you just wait on a 50 minutes chart that this line here gets broken. And when that line gets broken, that's your final confirmation that we definitely go here back into higher levels fairly quickly. Right now, it looks like that we pull a little bit more back. When I look here on the stochastic, on the MACD, on the RSI, everything is pointing to the downside. So it could be a small retest of $117,900, and personally, I might take advantage of that and build a new position on maybe on BloFin this time. So on BloFin, you see here, if you open a new uni trade, also going to explain why I took that trade. My injective trade is still running. So overall, I'm still here in profit on my trade, so I'm not really worried about this. Again, if you want to trade on BloFin, guys, there is a link in the pinned in the chat and in the description, and after the stream is done, also in the pinned comment. You get all these things here. This is guaranteed that you get them when you hit these trading milestones. You know, there's no if, but, whatever. You know, you actually get a Rolex, you get an iPhone, you get a MacBook, you get an Apple Vision, you get a Switch, whatever. You know, you just need to hit these trading milestones. And it's non-KYC on top of that. You should also not forget that if you deposit at least $500, I will let you into the Alpha Trading Group. We are absolutely killing it there. I gave a new trade 2 days ago, yesterday, I can't remember. I have to check, but I think it was 2 days ago. On that trade, we are also up. So I'm not here at $1,200 anymore on my account. I'm up now $1,400, I think. And that in 2 weeks, guys. You know, within 2 weeks, and we take this from $500 originally to $10,000, and you would be not too late if you join right now. You know, I make sure that if you join right now, you also still get to $10,000. Again, all these links are around the video, live chat, pinned, description, pinned comment when I'm done with the stream. Liquidation levels. So here, something really interesting happening right now. We see here more shorts coming in. And what did I tell you a couple of days ago? I said, expect around these levels. At some point, people get impatient and think that we're going to drop lower, that they will start building shorts here in this area. And then you're going to see something like this. And they get all caught with their pants down when that's happening. So let Bitcoin drop here another $1,500, $700, $1,700 to the 50 moving average. I don't really care. You know, let them take here that little bit of liquidity that's stacked there. But afterwards, it's up here, all the way up there to $123,000 approximately, again, to liquidate all these late shorters that came in now that were not shorting from the top, because you can see they came in more or less in this last 4-hourly candle with their tight stop losses here, liquidation prices at $120,700 and $119,000, yeah, basically $120,000. That's where they came in that last candle, and that's too late. You know, so if you wanted to short with 100x, you should have done it like these people up here, most likely around $121,400, $121,000, something like that. And then you would be sitting in really nice profit right now. But they did not do that. You know, so they came late. And they expect that we break the 50 and potentially go lower, which is, in my opinion, definitely not happening. You know, so highly unlikely. On the liquidation heat map, let's see how things are looking there. I actually did not have a look here. Another reason why we could potentially go first down to the 50 moving average is that we start concentrating long liquidity now around $115,600. The moving average is at $116,300, $200 roughly right now. So there could come a wick down into these levels before we push back up. But then, again, all the liquidity to the upside is concentrated here at $120,000 and higher than that. Once we are tapping into this here, $120,500 short squeeze, and we push all the way to $123,000, $124,000 fairly quickly. Now the Bitcoin dominance got yesterday another nice push here to the downside. Today we are seeing here a doji candle. That's fine with me. You know, let the market chop here for a day. But over the next coming days, I see here continuation into lower levels. Once we are breaking here. Where was that? Here, 60. Oh no, so here, that level was broken, that I spoke yesterday about. And what did we get? A drop to the downside. So that will continue. Most likely the next stop for the dominance is here somewhere around 62, 61.9, where we should expect a small bounce. But I believe by tomorrow, if not already today, when we get a continuation move to the downside, it will target that level. From that level, expect a small bounce to the upside, and then we get, again, continuation lower. I don't believe that we are going straight through this to the downside. Don't see it happening. The total free market cap is also absolutely rampaging here. So we were scratching at $1 trillion yesterday, more or less. Today looks like almost like a retest that we got here earlier. I would be not surprised to see that this candle actually flips green today and closes in green, and then tomorrow you get continuation, and then we actually crack the $1 trillion mark. There's some coins that are absolutely exploding right now. I'm going to show them to you here in a little bit. So definitely stick around for that. And also here on the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, what did I tell you how important it was that we closed last week's candle above that trend line? Look at this crazy God candle. I promised you a God candle. There's the God candle. I knew it was coming, you know. So, and that reflected, of course, in the Ethereum price. I believe that that run will be soon over in the short term, and it could coincide with hitting here the 0.029. What is that? Free Bitcoin level on the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. So I think when we are hitting that, that's where it stops. You know, so that's where the weekly candle will close, and then next week, best case scenario, we push through that. But it could be that next week will be just, for most of the part, a week where we chop around a little bit in terms of altcoins, because they need to cool down after such a huge run, especially all the beta plays on Ethereum. They had crazy runs. I'm going to show it to you in a minute. And then we get continuation, massive continuation in the next week. So the following week after next week. So next week, expect not a huge candle like that. If we get it, amazing, but I'm not expecting it. I expect more like a small candle up here, where we see a huge up and downs in between that candle, and then the following week we get the continuation candle. And that could lead to a pump to above $4,000. So again, I had a look here on the money flow, and something really interesting what I saw here between yesterday and today, that Ethereum, look here, Bitcoin $942 million roughly was bought here with Tether, but Ethereum 507 million. So a little bit more than half of the amount that Bitcoin was bought with Tether, and that was yesterday way lower. So yesterday it was around just above 400. So there's $150 million more USDT being used to buy Tether in the last 24 hours. So that just shows you there is growing demand and interest in the Ethereum ecosystem right now to get into Ethereum. So, and you see that also, of course, reflecting in the Ethereum price. So if you want to trade Ethereum and all these other altcoins that are based on Ethereum, then you should definitely sign up on Bybit. You see in my Bybit trades, they're still in really nice, juicy profits that will just increase over time. You get $30,000 worth of sign-up bonuses and deposit bonuses if you use the link in the description below to sign up on Bybit, plus a Bybit card. I have actually a new Bybit card on the way right now where I get up to 20% cash back with that card. So whatever I buy, let it be my watch or whatever, you know, imagine that watch, $32,000 right now worth. If I go now into a shop and I buy it again, I get over $6,000 back, you know. So now the I just made $6,000, like basically twice, you know. I get the money back, and if I sell the watch, I basically get that same amount again, you know. So you should definitely think about this to get a crypto card like that, with the link in the description. Now Ethereum got here obviously on the dollar chart also a huge pump to the upside, but as I mentioned here yesterday, I said, look here at the VPVR on the daily chart. This is where it stops. And where did we stop? We stopped exactly there. And now we get here most likely a small pullback. Yeah, that might turn out to be a bigger pullback candle later. But as long as the Ethereum Bitcoin chart is holding up, Ethereum will just go sideways. You know, so as long as you don't see a bigger pullback on the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, the price will hold here more or less these levels. Worst case that I see for today is that we move here $100 lower to $3,200. Again, not the end of the world. And that is for me an area where I would be heavily interested to open a new Ethereum position and would confirm this prior support resistance flip zone to be turned again into support. So because when you look here into the past, I'll show it to you again here, resistance, here it was support, here it was support, here it was resistance, resistance, here support, here resistance. So this is a massive, important area that we have a look, that we need to keep an eye on, what's going to happen with that. But the moment where we confirm that area as support, $4,000 is the next target, guys. There's nothing stopping us from going straight to $4,000 from here. So that's something more or less what I would expect here. Up here, a little bit resistance, and that's the path. That's more or less what I see here playing out for Ethereum. Oh shit, what happened here? So why do I see something like this playing out here? I'm gonna show it to you, because look at the indicators again. You only need to look at the indicators. Heavily overextended here. RSI overbought, massively overbought at 81, almost 82%. Stochastic flatlining in overbought territory. Only the MACD is keeping the price currently afloat, and the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. So once you see a bigger turn, everything will massively turn down. So, and that's when the cool down phase starts for Ethereum, and that's absolutely fine. We need that. You know, we need that to gain momentum for the next leg here, for that move into $4,000. And something else that I just saw here, that trade that I'd given from the point of control here, yeah, we hit take profit there, guys. Congratulations if you were in that trade. Let me actually know in the chat, guys, are here people right now that were able to take the trade, and also post how much profit you made in percentage gains, you know, not dollar. Nobody, no, I don't want to see dollar, but if you took the trade, post it in the chat if you were able to make money off that. I would be interested to know who was able to take that trade. So then here on the monthly chart, also here you see a big move to the upside. Here you see another reason why I believe that we are not going much higher here in the short term, is that this downward sloping trend line as resistance is coming in at around $3,570, maybe $3,600. So there could be the end for the run in Ethereum for this month, which is again fine, you know, because we came here from $2,400. So there's a 50% move in a month for Ethereum. You know, that just shows you again that we're in Ethereum season right now. You know, when Ethereum makes like a 50% move, Bitcoin did not make a 50% move in the last month, you know. Then here on the Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern, really important that you see this. Now we have basically completed the LPS stage. What's happening now is that we are getting here that jump across the creek, where we are seeing that pullback, and then you get the next leg to the upside. When I draw here now a support box, you're gonna understand here, this is the area where price will most likely pull back into. Anywhere from 3,200, I have to make it a little bit higher, 3,200 roughly, to $2,875. That is the area where price should pull back into at any given moment over the next 3 days, in my opinion. You know, so once we are pulling back into this, that is where you want to build your next or new position to trade this all the way up into here $4,400 approximately. So now just even on spot, you know, let's say you get this lucky that we go below $3,000, you're talking about another 52% move to the upside. So if we are just hitting here the top 3,170, it's still a 38% move to the upside target here. So that is for me the next major trade that I want to take, because I believe that by maximum September, we could hit $4,400, you know, early September, actually, early September. Like worst, that's like my worst case scenario. First week of September that we are hitting $4,000. I think it will happen much, much faster than that. But otherwise, that is where I see that. Yeah, exactly. There is a lot of confluence around the $3,000, $3,200 mark here. So Solana, again, that was one of the trades that was given 2 days ago in the alpha trading group, where you need a BloFin account and $500 in the BloFin account. I just going to explain it real quick again. So if you want to be part of that group, open a BloFin account. The links are everywhere. Pinned chat, description, pinned comment. Deposit $500 after you sign up with the link, and then write me or my team on Twitter, AMCrypto Alex, or on here on Telegram, and send me your UID. You know, so and then we're gonna send you the link to join that group here. So we took that trade here from the breakout. of that W pattern here. And now you see here that we are more or less bouncing off that area, actually a little bit higher than that. We came all the way up here to $176. I was expecting that in that move we go straight to 180, but there was obviously not enough momentum to push us there, which is fine. Therefore we pulled back. Now we are moving back here into a retest into that level for the next coming hours here on this 4-hourly chart. If you want to open a Solana position, this might be a good moment to do that. Even though the stochastic is pointing down, RSI is superior to the stochastic, and here the momentum is clearly pushing back to the upside. And the MACD is also still flying. So on the higher time frames here on the daily chart, same thing. You know, we broke here above the neckline of that inverse head and shoulders pattern and this downward sloping trend line of that bump and run pattern. You are still not too late to enter this. Just keep in mind, if you trade this from the current levels, I would not target anymore just $180 for like 5%. You know, you need to target here $207.88 or even $236. What is this? $236.48. So these are the levels that I would be targeting right now, and your stop loss should be somewhere here around $160 roughly. You know, so it makes sense for one of these two targets here in terms of risk to reward ratio. But if you go down here, that doesn't really make sense. You know, so that's why you have to target one of these areas here. Again, I told you guys, when we break above that line, we're gonna get a nice push to the upside. We got a nice push to the upside. Not surprised that we got here now a small pullback in that 12-hourly candle. But with everything happening in the US, for all what I know, the next 12-hourly candle could already retest 180 and push potentially even above that, you know, and close above that level. So let's talk about some altcoins here right now. So I had a look earlier because I saw that out of my eye ankle again, that BNB was pretty high up, you know. So I cannot remember when I saw BNB the last time above $700 until I looked at the chart, you know. So that's why I was charting this here today. So here also really good opportunity to take a BNB trade, because BNB might be going soon, making new all-time highs. The prior all-time high is at $793 or $94, you know, fuck these 6 cents that are missing there. It's basically $794 where the prior all-time high is. The next all-time high, so if we take that here from the past all-time high to the low here, first of all, there might be a small pullback also here on BNB, because we were running here basically since almost 3 weeks. So we had here a BNB run for the last 6 weeks where we made not crazy, it was not a crazy run. It was like 20% from here all the way up there. Yeah, 17%, 15% right now, not crazy. But the next target is roughly $1,000. I don't believe that we are going to hit this on the first attempt when we get up here. I think we're gonna stop here around 980, 900, maybe even 970, $990, somewhere around there. I think we're gonna get a steeper pullback, and then we're gonna break $1,000 for BNB in this run. So here we have a massive ascending triangle shaping up, and then it depends on how you wanna look at that. So you could say the neckline of this is all the way up there, and then you get close. You get already here $950 approximately as a target. So, but if you take the lower line that we just broke, then you get a target of $915 approximately. So now, would I enter this right now? No, because yesterday we had a huge pump. Today we are consolidating a little bit and pulling back here. So this could be an evening star pattern. If this candle actually turns red today, then most likely tomorrow we're gonna get a move to the downside in BNB. If it stays green, continuation candle higher. Either way, if we come back down to $690, $693, somewhere like that, I would open a trade from there to trade this into $1,000. If we break 723, the same thing. Whatever comes first, from there you open a trade. So the nice thing is, you can sleep, you know, if you set a limit order. With an order up here, not so much. You know, you have to be more or less on the screen, glued to the screen, and see when this is happening. But right now we are 4% away, 3% away from that. I don't see BNB moving today here 3-4% to the upside to try to break this. Now I had some other coins that I want to talk about. Let's see here. So Sui was another one. Actually, before I forget this, let's talk about really quickly, because I will forget this. Oh wow, XRP flying today, crazy, almost 20% up since yesterday. So where is that one? No, it's on my red list, so I have to go to this chart here. So CRV. Again, guys, what did I tell you? Did I not warn you about CRV, how quick that can go when it breaks? Here yesterday, it broke. Where was that? Yesterday, I think from here. No, yeah, no, it was yesterday. We were at 70 cents at some point. I think still yesterday. Yeah, 75 to almost $1. 30% in a single day because Ethereum pumped. I warned you guys. I told you have to pay attention that coins will start moving quickly when Ethereum starts moving, these beta plays. So now you have to wait. You know, you cannot enter this here anymore because you're too late now. You know, so here levels where we potentially pull back to, if you get really that lucky, would be here 83 cents. So that's another 7-8% move to the downside. But we could also bounce from 89. You know, so you have to keep an eye on that. Again, the best way to do that is looking on the 50 minutes chart right now. You see here we are consolidating between 89 and 96 cents currently. As long as we are holding that range, expect another breakout attempt and to go to $1 and pass the dollar to the upside. So if we're losing this range here, then we're going to pull back into the next range, which is here around 84 to 81.5 cents, and then here the 83 cent level will determine if we bounce from there back to the upside. But I think that is the major support level that we need to watch right now for a bounce if we are losing here 89 cents. Otherwise, you see we are really close to 89 cents. I would start building like a 10-20% of the total amount of the position here already, just to have like a toe in the water, you know. So, and if it breaks low, you add all the rest down here. If it starts breaking out, then you just add all the rest at 96 and then write this here into $1.11. Then, yeah, Sui was one of the other ones that I wanted to show you guys, because also here, let's actually talk about ALGO first. Because also ALGO, you're not actually too late for ALGO, but it might be soon, guys. It might be soon, you know, that we are getting too late here. So I'm not so sure also anymore if that is an ascending triangle. This could be just a bull flag. Like this, and then I have to make this shorter and put this line a little bit higher when we get currently rejected. Yeah, so and then making the pole a little bit shorter. So when you look at this, so here bullish target 37 cents 66, conservative target 35 cents and 5. And look at this again, confluence here with the target that I gave all the way down here from 22.8 cents roughly. So ALGO might be one of the big runners today. So keep an eye on that. If we break here, where is the line at? Yeah, if we go here just a little bit higher and close the 4-hourly candle, I would not even wait even for the 4-hourly candle to close there. Give it a 30-minute candle. A 30-minute candle above that range, and it will start flying, because we have, I see a small W pattern also in that range with a target of roughly here 32 cents. So that can also escalate really quickly to a massive breakout. And ALGO moved here really fast in the past. Look at these big 4-hourly candles. So you also there, you don't want to miss out on that when that starts moving to the upside. So let's have a look here on XRP. Absolutely rampaging. It was earlier pulling back. You know, I was already contemplating where I'm gonna take my position from if that keeps pulling back, and it actually pulled back into my green area here. that was one of my first levels where I wanted to open a position and I missed it. You know, so because I had to go to my girlfriend, pick up her key because she's leaving over the weekend, need to feed her cats and stuff, you know. So when you do stuff like that for your girlfriend, then you miss pumps like that, you know, which is annoying, you know. So I could have entered here from like, I would have potentially entered here from like $3. You know, $3 was the level where I wanted to get in and start building a position. I would be up almost 5%, you know. So, and now I missed that. And now that I'm not chasing this pump here, you know. So at some point, XRP will come down, because we are going here absolutely parabolic. Look at this here. Look at this parabolic curve. So, and if you know anything about bull runs, when we start to go vertical, that's where we stop somewhere. So there is maybe another 5-6% move in XRP, but then we are going vertical, and that's when it stops usually, you know. So a move here to like 356, you know, 360, I don't see that happening, you know. So I see before that a consolidation phase where we come back down again to like $3, maybe even $3.20 from the past. I think that, yeah, $3, that here, that might be the next major pullback area after that run is finished. Let it go up another 5%, don't care, let it go up there. So I just put that box here. So I believe that is the next area when we break here above $3 and what is that? 15 cents. If it breaks above that and keeps going higher, it's gonna pull back into that area, and I'm gonna take that position from there. But right now, definitely I will not enter that. HNT, you're not too late to this trade, guys. Just want to say that, even though we are up here on this trade too. How much is that? 3%. 3% is not that bad, you know. So 3%, but also most likely would not chase that pump now. Actually, I might do that. So that's why I love to go into lower time frames to get confluence if I want to do something or not. So here we have broken above $3.24 and 7. And if this candle, this currently 1 hourly candle, can close above that level here in 20 minutes, I would take a position from here. I would do that. So I just want to have now a look. Where is... Oh, wow, we are not... Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would take a position from there. I don't even have to look here on the Fibonacci level, really, because it's way too early for that. But let's do it just for fun. So there, on the way up, so there is a golden ratio, the 0.618 at $3.62. So there I would maybe pay a little bit attention to that. We could stall there a little bit before we get that move to $4.20. So we don't have to. So, but yeah, that's why I would be a little bit careful around this level. So here you see also the 0.5 level, $3.30. We're giving us a little bit of resistance here, but I think in the following 1 hourly candle, we're going to break that. So that's why I'm willing to potentially take a risk from here. So, and the next one was 1 inch that we need to look at. 1 inch is coming down here right now. So here, exactly golden ratio, green box area, downward sloping trend line, a lot of confluence on the daily chart that we pull back into this. Here also, most likely when we touch the top, which is not far away anymore, you know, so just like 2-3% lower, start building a position from there. You see things starting to move here really quickly. You cannot think too much. You have to build positions, you know, if you want to make money here in this run. So that's why from here, when we start scratching on the top side of that golden ratio, I start building a position here into 50 cents. Then we talked about this already. Uni is another one. So I have currently also a uni position, but I have another chart for that. I just remembered I have another chart. And then we can talk a little about, yeah, I'm gonna take some coins that you want me to look at quickly. Yeah, post actually in the chat already some coins that you want to see here. And then when I'm done with uni, I'm gonna go through them. So where is here uni? There's uni. This is the chart that I was looking at earlier. So here, on the 4-hourly chart, we are forming potentially this pennant here. So we dropped now briefly out of it, but now we are pumping back into this. Also here, if this 4-hourly candle closes back above that upward sloping trend line, we will continue to move higher here. So, and then you can also open a trade here from that trend line to the upside. So this is my, that's why I opened that trade, you know. So I opened that trade just way higher. I opened that trade here at, let's actually look, where did I open that? At $9. No, $8.94. That's why I opened that. So a little bit too high. $8.94. So my stop loss is down here. But I'm also not targeting more than $9.56. You know, so that is for me a scalp trade, guys. So just that you know, there's a scalp trade. And I'm not having a stop loss on this trade right now, you know, so, but I should have a stop loss on that. But I'm willing to add more to this because this uni did not have an explosive move just yet. And it has normally a crazy explosive move when Ethereum had its move, you know, so that's what I'm waiting for, because the whole uni ecosystem is built on the Ethereum layer. That's why I took a position there earlier when I saw it pulling back a little bit and was trying to catching a falling knife, which you should not do. And I was thinking that this level here of $8.94, now you see here my reasoning, is holding as support, you know, because you see here there was prior support, but then it broke it, you know, so, and that's why I'm now a little bit stuck in this trade, but we are coming back up here. So I'm a little bit less than 1%, yeah, a little bit more than 1% underwater. So not absolutely insane, the amount that I'm down here right now on this trade. So, and I take this here then up to roughly 7%, you know, that's where I maybe close that. But if I get a chance, and we would actually go lower, I will add around my liquidation price, the same amount that I put in, and then write it back up just to dollar cost average my entry down. So that's my reasoning behind that. Yeah, Render is definitely a good one. I just saw that. Also Sonic, you're on it, guys. You're on it, guys. Really good coins today. Render is actually one that I have on the map myself to open a position. Let's have a look here. Where did I put Render on? Everything starts to turn green here, so which is nice for my trades. But unfortunately, I don't see any of my trades here right now turning green, but it's okay. They will be coming here in a moment. So here, Render. Okay, so what's the other layout? So here, over there. Yeah, so there we have Render. What can I tell you guys? What can I tell you? I warned you so many times where all the coins look the same. You know, all the coins put here a W pattern in. And I must say, Render on the 4-hourly chart has put in one of the nicest and cleanest W patterns here. You know, you cannot get it cleaner as that one here. And now you got here a retest, 2% below the current price of that trend line, confirming the move to the upside. So you're also not too late to take the trade, but you have to take in consideration that you're now looking at 8% of a profit target and not 10% anymore, because you missed potentially that retest down here. So, but yeah, definitely a good coin. And we could see here a move afterwards to $4.66 or even close to $5 again, because there is a huge neckline. Look over here, that yellow line. If we break $4.32, $5 is on the map immediately, because that was the huge zone where we got supported from the last time to go here to $5.52 roughly. And then you should also not forget, Render was way higher already, you know, so with the old ticker, the RNDR ticker was way higher than $5. You know, I think it was 17. Maybe let me try to find this out quick. What was the highest price? Maybe that's even on CoinMarketCap. Let's see if we can find this on CoinMarketCap. If they consolidated that for Render. Because I should have. Okay, $13.60. Yeah, so I was not far off, you know. So, but I think actually on some platforms it was $15, $16 for Render. So, but under the old ticker, that's why you don't find this here on the current ticker. So there's way more upside for render to come. You know, like $5.50 is not the all-time high. You know, the all-time high is around $15. So you see that is already from current prices still more than a 3x that render will go. You know, so that's what I'm saying to you guys also. If you're too scared to use leverage, you don't need leverage in a bull market. You know, what you need is to know which coins to buy, you know, which I'm obviously giving to you, and then to hold them long enough to have conviction. You know, that's all what you need in a bull run. You need conviction and the right coins that you have to be into. And you don't need fucking meme coins. You know, meme coins, honestly, if you want to trade meme coins to make life-changing money and not lose life-changing money on meme coins, in the last 3 months, guys, the last 3 months of a bull run, that is when you want to get into meme coins, because then they have the crazy push to the upside where they do like 50, 60, 100% in a single day and keep doing that for like 10, 20 days. And then the party is over, you know. So, but right now I'm not interested in meme coin, guys. You know, there's quality coins, blue chips. These are the coins that are moving like render, you know. So these are the coins where you want to get into right now. And like I said, you're not too late to the straight here. I don't see here any major pullback coming right now. I think the US is waking up to the fact that the Genius Act will get passed today, and saw that the other two were already passed yesterday. Yeah, and we are just a couple hours away. You know, we are 3 hours away from the Genius Act being passed. And that could be just right now, the moment where the markets start to price that in, you know, in the US. So let me see other coins. So I said render was good. Sonic also. With Sonic, the same thing, guys. Don't get confused by the ticker with the all-time high on that ticker. There is a way bigger, older all-time high. The real all-time high for Sonic is $2.20, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was almost $3 in the last run. Was it? I don't know for what reason, but I have $2.28 or 68 on my mind for Phantom. Let's see. What was the all-time high? Can I still see this? They wait here. Show all. They don't want to show it anymore. So I have to go to Sonic for it. So I hope they also migrated that the same way. Yeah, they say $3. Phantom was way higher because I was there. I was in Dubai partying with the Phantom team in certain clubs, celebrating, you know, that they had an all-time high of over $2. So that is not the real all-time high. So what was the all-time high for Phantom? Let's see. Oh, you see, $3.46 actually was the all-time high. So Sonic is nowhere close to that right now. Let's see, where is just S? There is. Yeah, there it is. I think it might be also the right chart. Yeah, so here, if we break now 37, what is this? 37. Yeah, no, we are already breaking it right now on the 4-hourly chart. 37.7 cents. So if this 4-hourly candle closes here, again, we are breaking the W pattern, a distorted W pattern, I have to mention here. Then this starts also flying to the upside. So that might be the absolutely next trade that I want to take here, because I know how fast Phantom can move here from the past. Also, one of the layer ones that's moving with Ethereum to the upside. So here, technical target, 41 cents. 41 cents is over 10% move to the upside here. Oh, exactly 2% actually from the current price. So that might be definitely one that I put for me personally on the map right now that I want to trade in. Yeah, if we are closing here over 37.7 cents to the upside. Also here, a lot of confluence around that level here that we run into this, because here's again a resistance block. So I might start taking some profits off the table when we get close to 40 cents, because here we might stop there. So, but what I also want to mention, guys, is that Phantom likes to create huge wicks like this one here. 10 hours ago. See here that huge wick. Phantom loves wicks. Also over here, you see everywhere huge wicks on Phantom all the time. So I would be not surprised if we get a wick above that into the target or close to the target and then pull back. But I will start taking profit around 40 cents for Phantom on that trade. But I'm going to take it myself. If we close above 37.7 cents, I'm going to take it myself. So XLM is another one. Oh, 50 minutes again. So yeah, I do XLM and then I'm done for today. XLM, not for today, but for the next coming hours, you know. So I'm gonna go shopping quick. I need to get some stuff here. Actually, the stream will be, oh wow, why is my face video gone? I just saw that. What happened here? The camera turn off? Oh yeah, my camera shut down. I think the camera went too hot. Let me see if I can turn it back on. Oh, it's coming back on. Yeah, but I think the camera did not like that. Yeah, I don't know how long I was gone, guys. You know, so but what I want to say here, I go shopping here after that stream, and get another cable for the camera, and then you actually see me in way better quality. You know, it's really stupid. It needs a specific cable that I can stream in higher quality, but that's fine. So let's get here quick into XLM, and I think it's because I turned the AC off here in my room. Oh, XLM, yeah, flying with XRP. So for the people that are the first time here in this bull run, let me tell you something about XLM. XLM is built on XRP. So when XRP is moving, XLM is moving. XLM is the beta play to XRP. You know, that means when XRP moves 1%, XLM moves 2-3%. So every time when XRP moves, you want to have an XLM trade because it will outperform percentage-wise XRP usually. Or if it lags behind, it will do it later. You know, sometimes you get a chance to be first in XRP and then you see XLM is not doing anything in that moment. Then you get out of your XRP trade. When XRP pulls back, then you switch over in XLM because XLM starts then running. But usually it pumps with XRP, as you can see here right now. So if you want to have an XLM trade, I would be watching here 48 cents roughly. 48 cents. And here, yeah, no, here's definitely an ascending triangle going on. Yeah. So once we are breaking out of that ascending triangle, that's where you want to get in. So, and then, yeah, and then actually let's make here technical target 54 cents for XLM to the upside. So here with 54 cents, there is a 13% move to the upside. So if you want to be hyper bullish on this, and you say, oh no, this is actually a bull pennant, then you have a target of 61 cents. So that is a 20% move almost to the upside. Yeah, 28%. 28% move to the upside if you want to be hyper bullish on this, you know. So, but again, what you want to see is current 4-hourly candle getting to 48 cents. Next one pushing above that. That's when I would enter this trade here. So I also want to see all-time high for XLM was also quite high in the past. Was that it? No, that's not it. I just want to say it was over $1 or close to $1. Yeah, 80 cents is the all-time high. So we are halfway, a little bit more than halfway there to break this. You see, a 51 cents might give us some resistance. 50 cents, 51 cents to move here higher. But once we are there, let's see where is here. Let's see here, all-time high to bottom. Where is the next target? $1.27, $1.18, $1.27 when we break the all-time high of 80 cents. And I think we're going to break that this month or next month for XLM really, really quickly. So it's something else that I want to show you here. Keep watching coins where you have a downward sloping trend line, even on 4-hourly charts. You know, it doesn't have to be a daily chart. Doesn't matter if it's a daily chart or 4-hourly chart where you find them. When you see coins pulling back, creating here these downward sloping channels where we are trending down and creating these downward sloping trend lines, you wanna buy when we are breaking above that. Look here at that parabolic move here to the upside on that daily chart. So that is in a matter of less than 2 weeks that we made that whole move here from 25 cents. So if I look at this here, 8th of July, so 9 days. Within 9 days, we moved 86.5% on XLM. 86.5%. If you would have had only 5x leverage on that, and that would be already high in my opinion, you would have be sitting right now at 430% profit, you know, so which is 4.3 times the money that you put in, you know, so that is a lot, guys. That is a lot. So I have to run here. We're again at 55%. I keep to try the streams, to be under an hour. I will come back tonight again, maybe in around 10 hours from now, 8-9 hours from now. That's when I will be coming back. And I think my cam froze. Yeah, my cam froze again because it's getting too hot. Yeah, so you see another reason why I have to keep these streams shorter. So don't forget, guys. Let me try if I can turn it on here one more time. Full camera. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. So let me get here. I'm already back. Yeah, guys. So don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I see you with a lot of breakouts and more money tonight.